Hey guys, don't forget to check out the 3 brand new Orabomb shirts that just dropped, all coming in a variety of colors. Links are in the description if you guys are interested. Now, on to the video. Hey guys, welcome back. Orabomb here, bringing you another live deck profile. Today we're covering Buzzwole. Highly requested that you guys see my post-rotation Buzzwole deck. This is actually, I want to give a huge shout out to Gumball on my Discord. Great viewer, great subscriber, even subscribed to me on Twitch. What a great guy. He actually built this deck list for me because when I wanted this deck to be built, I was literally about to leave on vacation and I wanted to play this deck before I left. But due to some circumstances, I had no time. I wasn't able to do it. So I do like this list a lot. I did add one card, and I'm going to talk about another card I feel like I would 100% add to this deck list before I play it in a tournament, but it's just not in this deck profile. I'll talk about it after I finish the Pokemon though. I feel like it's super duper good, especially as a meta call. But yeah, let's go over the deck. But don't forget to like the video if you haven't already. You know, the support is greatly appreciated. We're gonna try to just hit 50 likes every video. If we hit 50 likes every video, I'm just gonna start uploading more and more and more. So definitely, if you guys want to see more content, don't forget to like the video. Also, as you saw, I have fake Buzzwoles because your boy is poor, can't afford real Buzzwoles. I have one full art somewhere, and I have one real one here that I have to give back to Kate because Kate let me borrow that one. But we're gonna get right into the video, and I want to give a huge shout out. Actually, I'll give a shout out whenever we start. But answer the comment question of the day for a chance to win some Celestial Storm codes. This one is going to be. Let's see if I can adjust this real quick. There we go. What's today's question? I asked about what's your favorite pizza place yesterday, and as you can tell, I haven't eaten breakfast yet. I've been recording all morning long. What do I want to ask today? You know what? What's the first deck you're gonna play when Celestial Storm drops? I know a lot of people just like get a bunch of codes on PCGO. What is the first deck you want to play? Even if you're unable to play it right away, what is the first deck you want to play when Celestial Storm drops? Do you want to play updated versions of a specific deck? Do you want to play like maybe a new archetype like Razor or something? Let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, of course, we are playing Big Boy Buzzwole, Jet Punch. We all know Buzzwole. I'm not going to go over these cards too much. But Jet Punch is really good in the next format because spread damage is good. Knuckle Impact is still viable. Absorption GX is still viable. You may not have, Max Elixir anymore, but you still have access to Beast Rings. You can still manual attach every turn. Do keep in mind that the format is slower so not only does that benefit decks against Buzzwole, it also benefits Buzzwole itself because you have that time to attach an energy to a Buzzwole every turn. You have that time to be searching for your Beast Rings and hoarding them into your hand and things like that. So you have time in Buzzwole. So Buzzwole definitely does not get bad, in my opinion. It gets worse than before because of no Elixir and Sycamore and stuff, but it doesn't become bad. And that's what a lot of people need to understand, is that Buzzwole is still a very huge threat to be reckoned with, and they need to be prepared. But on top of the Buzzwole, we're still playing 3 Baby Buzzwole because Baby Buzzwole is just broken, as we've all found out. Being able to use Sledgehammer for like 50 is really good. 120 with 50 with Diancie, or 120, which becomes 140, which becomes 170 with a choice band. If you hit them in that turn where they have only 4 prize cards remaining, it's still very strong. It's also another Beast Ring target. Swing around is good. It hits good numbers as well. And you're doing all this for only a 1 prize attacker. So Buzzwole, Baby Buzzwole is still very strong. We are not playing, Lycanroc in this deck build. Now, you can play Lycanroc. The thing is, with this deck that we built, is that we want to really focus on consistency. So we actually decided to cut out the Lycanroc. It wasn't really, I haven't missed it yet, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Having Rockruffs are easy targets for your opponent that you don't really want to have down. Sure, Lycanroc is really strong with a really strong GX attack, but I haven't missed having the Lycanroc yet. I'm definitely going to be building a deck that does have the Lycanroc, but you have to cut 4 cards for Lycanroc, unless you play a 1/1 line, which I guess you could play a 1/1 line. I'm not super against that, but there's just so many cards in this deck that are just make your deck super consistent that it's hard to validate me cutting too many cards. But that's something I'll be playing in the future for sure. Do not get me wrong. It's definitely something we'll be building. Now we are playing 3 Lele's in this deck. Finally, I get to talk about 3 Lele's. 3 Lele's is just so good for consistency. This deck is all about attaching every turn and attacking every turn. And thanks to our 3 Lele's, we're constantly able to shuffle draw. We're constantly able to search for energies. We're constantly able to get all sorts of cool cards. And we're going to talk about one cool supporter in this deck list that Gumball didn't play, but I added for the sake of the video. that is really useful, and another reason why I like having 3 lays. And of course, we are playing our 1 Diancie. That's it for the Pokemon line though, but I'm going to talk about one Pokemon, and I do want to give a huge shout out because I was thinking about putting this in my deck list, but because of my rush, I just completely stopped thinking and didn't build anything and let my friends build it for me. But I do want to give a huge shout outs to, let's see, Mr. Isidro, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, bro. Isidro Ruvalcaba Jr. Isidro Ruvalcaba Jr. Thank you for the comment, dude. He left a comment in one of my Rayquaza deck lists recently where he suggested that I play this beauty, the Tapu Lele GX, the fairy one in particular. I know we're getting the second one, and it's not for the reason that you're thinking. I'm sure you're thinking magical swap, you know, spread damage with Buzzwole. Now that is an option, but that's not the reason. Buzzwole has an inherent weakness to cards that can OHKO it, and not only are we getting psychic type attackers, we're also getting Rayquaza. But Tapu Lele is saying no to Rayquaza because we have that attack Psywave. This attack does 20 damage times the amount of energy attached to your opponent's attack Pokemon. Rayquaza will always have 3 Pokemon, which means you're always hitting it for 60. But if you attach a choice band to it, you're hitting it for 90, and it's weak to Fairy, which means you are always hitting 180 against a Rayquaza. There's no fighting Fear Bell in the next rotation. There's no way to increase the health of Rayquaza. So Tapu Lele is really good, especially because we have unit energy. We're not worried about strong energies anymore, but unit energy does count as a fighting energy on these Buzzwoles. So unit energy is super duper cool if you pair it with this. I think if I were to play this deck, I would instantly replace unit energy with 4 unit energies, and I definitely play one of these Tapu Lele, and maybe even a stretcher, or maybe either 2 Tapu Lele or maybe another stretcher, or maybe a stretcher because this deck doesn't play stretcher right now. And then you guys can let me know in the comments down below what cuts you would make if you were to play these cards. For me, I would probably cut 1 switch and maybe 1 energy. But we'll talk about that as the video goes on. That's definitely something I would be playing in the deck though. So you guys, I'm gonna continue going over the deck as it was built for the video, but you guys keep that in mind. That's definitely something I really do want to add if we all predict Tapu Lele to be as good as it's going to be. I'm actually gonna be throwing that in my Lucario deck as well. I'm really excited about that. Although I haven't built my Lucario GX deck yet because I really want to, but it's hard, man. With all these, with Malamar being as good as it is, I think Lucario is just waiting for that 1 energy dark type attacker that can OHKO Dawnwings. That's all we're waiting for right now. Once it shows up, Lucario is going to be a force. It's going to be a force to be reckoned with. Although he did lose strong energy, which means he can only hit like what 170 with a choice band and Diancie now. Ugh. Regardless, go over the supporters. We are playing for Cynthia. I'm just so sad, man. Lucario is my favorite deck, and it's gone. It's not good anymore, and it's so sad for Guzma, standard stuff. And as far as the other draw supporters we're playing Tulili, because this is a deck that, you know, you're not going to have your hand cluttered up as often, unless you get that unlucky, like, 20 energies in your opening hand or something like that. I don't know. Lily is very strong in this deck, though, especially since we played three Leles. 2 Judge, because Disruption is just really strong. And one card that I really like in this deck list, that is one of the few decks I can actually see playing this card in, is actually Sophocles. Yes, it's Sophocles. Sophocles isn't that great of a card in general. But because a deck like this, you want to hoard your B-strings, having access to Sophocles is really good because you can discard 2 cards from your hand, and if you do, draw 4. I know people are saying play like the other draw supporters. They're not as good as Sophocles, trust me. Because say that you have a decent, like say that you only have like 2 or 3 cards in your hand, or let's just say 3 or 4 cards in your hand. How about that? And 2 of them are B-strings. You don't want to discard your B-strings. You don't want to shuffle draw your B-strings because you know next turn you'll be able to use your B-strings. So what do? You play Sophocles. You get more cards in your hand while also retaining the B-strings in your hand. So Sophocles is really useful in decks that play B-string because B-string is all about timing, and you don't want to shuffle back in the Cynthias, but you also don't want to have an empty hand at the same time. So Sophocles, I think, is pretty strong. And one card I really like is Lucia. Lucia gives you, what it does is a new supporter, search your deck for up to 2 Prism Star cards, reveal them and put them into your hand. Now this deck has not only Diancie, but you also have access to Beast Energy. Now, I guess I'll show off, even though everyone knows what it does already. But Beast Energy, what it does is if you attach it to your Ultra Beast Pokemon, your attacks do 30 more damage, and it's a Rainbow Energy, so it counts as a fighting type energy. So What does that mean? Why am I playing it? Why not just search and draw for it? Well, the main reason is because having access to be able, because the Sia means your Jet Punch turn 1 or the other attack, Sledgehammer, turn 1, you're doing 80. What does that mean for you? 80 means that you're able to OHKO pretty much every basic in a stage 2 evolution line, or stage 1 evolution line for that matter, which is huge pressure in so many games. If it's a choice band, you're hitting 110. Now, of course, you can't always guarantee you have both the Sia and choice band in your hand, but say that you have those circumstances where you do. The Sia means that you actually hit 110. 110 with weakness means you're knocking out pretty much everything that is fighting weak in the current format. The only ones that come to mind, of course, is Zoroark, because I think meta. But having that access means that you could OHKO Zoroark in one hit without the need to like just shuffle, draw, and whiff. Because you gotta understand that we no longer have Sycamore. We don't have ways to just aggressively search anymore. We just have to shuffle draw now. So having access to the Sia is super dope in my opinion. A lot of people say they don't like it. Gumball really doesn't like it himself. I think it's pretty cool. So far in my testing, it's been really useful. There's so many turns where my opponent was in the previous games before the video, my opponent was able to turn 1 the Sia and knock out my Lotad, and then I'm stuck because what else can I do? I wasn't able to find another Lotad no matter how much I searched. So obviously you can get Diancie relatively easily with Ultra Ball and with Brooklet Hill, but having access to the Sia is always really strong as well, in my opinion. So that's another supporter card I think is pretty cool in Buzzwole. In my opinion, I think you should be playing it in every Buzzwole list, and just because it is a difference between 2-hit KOing a well, I don't want to say it's a difference between it because technically you don't 2-hit KO a Rayquaza, but if you find a choice band in that turn or the turn afterwards, you do 2-hit KO a Rayquaza with Jet Punch versus not 2-hit KO a Rayquaza with Jet Punch. We are playing 4 choice bands, so it's not exactly hard to find a choice band either. So I'm a huge fan of the Sia personally. I think I would keep it on my list if I were to be playing. We are playing, of course, 4 Ultra Ball. Standard stuff. There's a lot of 4s in this deck, and you guys know how I am. If there's 4s in the deck, I like the deck a lot. Consistency is key. 4 Acro Bikes, because you know Acro Bikes are just good for searching, especially in a deck that plays B-Strings. You want to aggressively search. 4 Switch. This is my favorite thing ever. I love Switch. I think Switch is super strong in this format. Everything is really fat in this deck, but being able to switch between some damaged Pokemon and undamaged Pokemon is great. Another card I really want to try in this deck is Acerola. But of course that's a supporter, and it's not exactly, I mean, we have 3 Lele, so it's not like the worst thing ever, but cuts had to be made, and Acerola just didn't fit the cut because it's not exactly the easiest thing to knock out a Buzzwole. Another card I really want to test in this deck, depending on how the meta looks, is Weakness Policy, because Malamar decks will not have room to be playing Blower. There's no reason to really be playing Blower anymore because there's no more Perilous City and there's no more, excuse me, sorry about that, guys. There's no more Perilous City and there's no more Garb. I am sorry for making half of you guys yawn. There's no more Garb, no more Perilous City, which means there's no more real reason to play Blower other than to get rid of choice bands. So since Malamar decks will not be playing Blower anymore, that gives Buzzwole decks access to play cards like Weakness Policy. Just like how Zoroark plays Weakness Policy to deal with Buzzwole, Buzzwole can play Weakness Policy to deal with Malamar. So those are 2 other cards I would consider playing in this deck, Acerola and Weakness Policy. But then again, it disrupts the consistency a little bit. I honestly don't think it's that bad, so it's something that for you guys that can keep in mind. Let me know in the comments below if you have any ideas as far as what we should cut. I'm going to continue going over the deck list. Now, like I said earlier, for Switch, I love Switch because I love having that constant momentum. It also helps you with your Guzma plays because you can Guzma and then switch back out in the active. There's just so much cool going on here. Of course, we have our 4 B-Strings. We can't cut B-Strings because B-Strings are the most important part of this deck. Being able to find your B-Strings is really good. That's where Acrobikes comes into play. Sophocles comes into play. It's just overall very, very, very strong. And I guess I'll go over the tools, items, and stadiums in their own slide because we're running out of room here. But yeah, there's only 4 different items if you don't count tools. And there's 4s of each one, and that's how you know this deck is extremely strong and consistent, because we have room to be doing that kind of stuff in it. Now, one thing I don't think will change, even if you, especially if you add the top Lele, is the 4 choice bands. With the 4 choice bands, you can you can OHKO. Well, it doesn't matter. But I'm thinking about Lele. If you throw the Lele in there, you can OHKO Rayquaza for 1 energy, which is always great. But excuse me, I'm really tired. I'm extremely tired, guys. I do apologize. But But the choice bands are just strong tools. You need them to hit big numbers, and this deck's all about hitting big numbers, exact numbers, spreading damage with Jet Punch, things like that. If you're playing 3 Brooklet Hill, there's no need to play more than 3. We really only have 6 Pokemon we're trying to get out, so getting them out is not going to be the hardest thing ever with a Brooklet Hill. So I do like the Brooklet Hill here. And as far as the energies go, we are of course playing our 1 Beast energy, the only special energy that's left for fighting. You know, being able to hit that 30 extra damage like I mentioned. We are playing 3, 6, 9, 11 basics. Like I said earlier, when you hit that 11 basic number, you're pretty much able to find your basics a lot easier. I think if I were to play Tapu Lele, I would cut one of these, one energy. I would replace 4 of them with basics, with unit energies, because why not? But I would definitely cut 1 basic energy for the Lele. I think I would only play it as a 1-of. Maybe. It depends on how prevalent. It depends on how prevalent Tapu Lele is, but I would play it as a 1-of personally, because you still have Ultra Ball. You can find it with searching and stuff like that. So I'll play the Tapu Lele as a 1-of. I cut out a basic energy, replace these 4, and having 10 energies and the unit energy seems to be good enough in my opinion. What else would I cut? If I were to play weakness policy, I think I would cut the Lucia. I know you can't get the unit, you can't get the B-strings as easily, but the weakness policy means that you can survive a lot more. Although, like, at the same time, being able to play Lucia turn 1 and knock out Inkes is really strong. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm in the air about it. I do like the draw supporter line. I don't want to change any of the draw support line. And I kind of really like Lucia for that pressure that it gives, especially because like Lucia gives you that chance of knocking out Inkes early game and really, you know, giving you a good chance to win. But you don't want to cut Acrobikes, B-strings, or Ultra Balls. I guess you can maybe cut 1 switch, 1 or 2 switch, and that's really it, honestly. Maybe like 1 or 2 switch and put in weakness policy. I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. I know I don't have as much experience playing Buzzwole as other players because I've been playing a lot more Lucario over Buzzwole. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. But that's going to be the deck profile. Hey, don't forget to drop a like if you haven't already, though. I do appreciate you guys. A lot of people were asking me for a Buzzwole deck list. I think this deck is way more consistent than Buzzrock. Sure, you don't have to play Guzma when you're playing Lycanroc, but while losing a bunch of the really good draw supporters, it's a little bit harder to find Lycanroc. So I decided to take out the Lycanroc and focus more on making and streamlining Buzzwole. But I think that weakness policy might be really, really important if you are planning to play it this way, because you want to make sure that you have a decent matchup against the psychic attacking decks. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of the Buzzwole deck. Let me know what you guys want to play, what you guys want to see me play next. There is only a couple more days left before the deck set comes out, so I think I have room. I think I have time for 1 more block of 4 videos where I'm playing game 1, deck profile, game 3. Also, let me know in the comments down below, what did you guys think about the way I organized my block? Do you guys like it? Do you guys hate it? You guys think I should stick with it? You guys think I should change? Maybe I shouldn't even bother playing a game 3 and make the videos extremely long and just have all three games in one video and then the deck profiles afterwards. Maybe you guys want the deck profiles first and then the game. I think I'm gonna stick with the deck first and then the deck profiles later, because that piques interest in the deck profiles. So there's a lot to ask. I want you guys to know that I'm trying my best to make sure you guys enjoy the videos. So I like hearing your responses as far as how you guys enjoy the videos. So don't forget to leave those comments down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.